Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, little bit of Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening wrestling talk. 5 reasons why NXT sucks. Just for the fuck of it or whatever there, ladies and gentlemen. Save the A material for later on. Little bit of NXT talk. I could come up with more reasons, but not gonna waste the effort on NXT, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, with 744,000 viewers there, folks, if they're not gonna put any effort, neither will I there. Number 1, no stars on this show. I understand it's a developmental brand. They train the new guys, the indie darlings, and some of them go to the main roster, not to instantly become world champs to please retarded indie fans or smarks or whatever. You know, they have to pay their dues once they get to the main roster, then you build up, blah, blah, blah there. But there's no stars on NXT because they go up to the main roster, the stars, basically. Because it's developmental. We get that there. Problem is, if this is on television, if it's a 2-hour television show and you actually want people to watch, when it was on the network, it was different. It didn't matter how many people watched. You didn't even get the numbers for this shit, or I've never heard the numbers before. But it's on TV. It's 2 hours. USA is paying for this. You would assume that they want people to watch. Problem is, there's no fucking stars. There's 3-4 guys that are indie jobbers. Eventually, they go to the main roster. You need a couple of fucking stars in order for me to be interested anyway. You know what I mean? I've been watching wrestling over 30 years. You know, if it's a wrestling show that I can have access to and it's good, chances are I might watch it. I tried watching this and it's boring as fuck. A bunch of little fucking midgets. You know what I mean? No stars. I need some stars. Maybe take Daniel Bryan, put him on NXT. You can take the new stars, ship them up to the main roster. Maybe try to grab 2-3 existing stars and put them on NXT, something. Put somebody there that's worth watching for us to care about because Adam Cole isn't it or whatever. You know, Johnny Gargano ain't getting ratings there on Wednesday night. They were getting embarrassed by AEW or whatever. You need a fucking star on this show, at least one. Just put somebody. Number 2, everything is bland and boring. The wrestlers are bland. They just look like plain little men. Okay, everything is bland. The promos. You and I will compete at NXT TakeOver Butt Sex. We will compete in a good wrestling match. Yes, I, Kushida, will wrestle you in a great classic in-ring work competitive match. It's not exciting. Kyle O'Reilly, hey, let's wrestle. It's not really exciting. Tommaso Ciampa, grizzly young veterans, we're gonna fight. Like, boring. What the fuck is this? Super fucking bland and lifeless. The show just looks bland. Everything is bland. It's horrible. It's fucking sucks the life right out of you when you watch this shit. What is this? The matches, very robotic, like they say. There's no like life in it. It's just one indie move after another. Even when you're watching a good match, it's still fucking boring. Like two jobbers, you don't care about having a long ass fucking good supposedly match, but it's fucking just feels plain and dull, and it's just one boring wrestling move after another. This is great wrestling. Why am I bored to death if it's great wrestling? It's two guys having a match, but I'm fucking drained, bored out of my fucking mind here. How is this good wrestling? They're having a match. If it was good, then I would like it. You know what I mean? Number 3, it's just too indie. It is what it is there. It just feels indie. It's small guys. It's Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. It's just a cheap Ring of Honor is all it is. It's Ring of Honor pretty much. It's too indie for my taste. I'm a fan of real wrestling. You know what I mean? WWE, WCW. I watched TNA for 15 years there. But like this is just way too fucking indie. You know what I mean? You're watching it and it's cheap. It feels cheap. It feels worthless or whatever. Number 4, the low ratings. It's an embarrassment, big time. It kills the credibility of the show. It makes McMahon look bad because he has a shitty show that's doing poor viewership out there, and it makes the company look bad. It gives a chance to AEW to look good at the expense of this shitty show or whatever. An embarrassment, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of embarrassment, number 5, the fans there. The most embarrassing part of the WWE fan base, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but for the most part, the majority of WWE fans don't watch NXT. It's the smarks and indie fans that watch this. They claim that NXT is better than the main roster because they're weird, delusional fucks. You know what I mean? It started off as SmackDown is better than Raw. Then they became, they were fans of AJ Styles on SmackDown Live. Then they became fans only of NXT and they hated the main roster. Then a bunch of those goofs started watching AEW or whatever there, but the fans who are left that are watching NXT, they're delusional, weird fucks. They fucking want jobbers from NXT to become instant world champs on Raw. They're embarrassing. They're killing wrestling with these weird, ridiculous demands there. The company is evil because Pepe Jackson, a 5'6" unknown jobber schmuck, didn't become an instant champ on Raw there. Pepe Jackson, you should have pushed him. He was on NXT. McMahon didn't use him right. These are the retarded NXT fans who are basically indie fans or just fucking goofs, weird fucks. Who would be a WWE fan that, if you're not an indie fan there, if you're just a WWE guy, but you claim that NXT is the best, it's better than the main roster, you gotta be a weird guy with issues, you know what I mean? I understand people have different opinions there, but to be delusional like this, A lot of these guys act, or they used to there, like if NXT was a separate company, you know what I mean? They're weird and fucking delusional, the NXT fans there, but there ain't enough of them because nobody's fucking watching this shit. And if it gets taken off TV, I ain't gonna be fucking crying about it. Let me tell you this right now, folks. Fuck NXT. It's boring. It doesn't really produce that many stars. Where's these big NXT guys becoming giant stars? They're non existent or whatever there. Fuck NXT, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace. Oh, some bad wrestling these days, folks. Really bad wrestling there.